Our next speaker is here to talk about something super important, us, the community. Please welcome Alexander Moshkov. His talk is Hackers First. He's going to share all the awesome initiatives his company runs, like cybersecurity festivals, hack camps, and even drinking and hacking events. It's all about why it's so important to build bridges with the offensive security community. I love this.
Okay, should we reconnect the check? Hey everybody, thanks for joining. So today in this talk, I want to cover what companies doing wrong or not doing at all, and give a few examples and explanations on how actually a community would like it to be treated. And before that, I'll just jump in on a few slides about me, because there is some interesting story behind. So actually, I'm not a typical cybersecurity person. My background is quite different. I call myself community bro because it's like, you know, people get it straight away from those two words, like who I am and how to talk to me. And I just want to tell you a little more on how my background really fits cybersecurity, because the story behind it, like I've been playing games a lot since I was like 6 years old or whatever. And when I joined the gaming, I spent 20 years over there. I joined as a community manager. Before that, journalist, but as a community manager, it's a position for the beginners. That's important to note. Besides that, I spent working in the fintech, travel, IT, and IT companies. But the main thing, I was always doing community and building people together. And at some point, I started to feel that community in gaming is quite weird, I would say. It feels weird because it's much more less personal than let's say in cybersecurity, because gamers, they play games, they don't really interact with you unless you're directly asking for their feedback. Of course, there's a community leaders and stuff, but it made me feel weird. So it's something went wrong. And during that those years I've been working in gaming, I developed myself in a very different areas, and overall it didn't make any sense to me how to apply it and then where to apply it. So I'm sharing that with you because that will give you a better understanding of what kind of person could be the community manager in cybersecurity, because you cannot be the guy who just talks. You have to understand what people telling you, at least on the top level. So I didn't grow one skill, I grew many, and the main important one, I think it's empathy, something from nature that helps me to talk almost to anybody. These are rare exceptions. And I also ran a few businesses, so I got to have that helicopter view. I know technology, I do a lot of scraping in my job, and besides that, because that helps me to gather up the data on people from various sources. Of course, I know how to build communities, and the most important thing I would say is I'm thinking like a hacker, which is the very same mindset that hackers do, so always trying to find workarounds and so on. It's a kind of strange combo, and it turned out it works perfectly in cybersecurity. So, Hackers First, that's my talk title. But I would say you something stronger than that. What if hackers ahead of you, not because of their skills or actions, what they do, but I'm talking about their mindset. It's like a mental level that companies or corporations never see because they never get into that field. And without seeing and understanding that mindset, companies probably missing the whole community perspective. So what is wrong with companies to do? Overall, I would say that the companies became way too corporate, most of them, and they have procedures, guidelines, approvals. There is no place for the human connection. And they also really love to be silent, almost on everything. I'm not talking about all the companies, right, but most of them. But silence makes them blind in some way. And even if they talk to someone, they when they do talk, they hide behind the official formats or official way, very polite way of communication, and hackers actually feel and talk and would like to interact horizontally instead of like corporations do it vertically, right? And those two lines are barely touched, at least at like one point. And here's the irony. A 10-minute conversation, honest conversation with hacker could give you much more than any formal 16-page report. And it happened to me like many times from my community that sharing me lots of insights. And there's like, you can try to scan the QR code, I think it's safe. But you can hit the domain on below, Bob the Hacker. I accidentally found that story probably 3 months ago. The guy explains how he found the weakness in the McDonald's system and exposed the whole internal data. And he were trying to report that through every official channel. He tried all the emails. He started to, in the end, he started to call the company, like the office, and asking people on the reception to put him on the line with someone from security department and stuff. He made like at least a couple of attempts, and unfortunately, he wasn't lucky on reaching anyone in the beginning, but then he did, and there is a kind of really bad story behind it. People got fired and so on, but that's a great example on how actually companies should act. They should at least listen, at least. Meanwhile, what hackers do and how I see hackers from where I stand, from my perspective, well, first of all, talk normal. If you talk like a normal human to another human, most of them respond in the same way. That will be totally fine. They think, I mean, sane hackers, I put in that security researchers, pen testers, bounty hunters, and so on. I'm not talking about the black hat guys. But they think they feel, and they do actually, like speaking, anyone can talk to anyone. That's their world. And if you start to speak them corporate, the conversation instantly dies. The hackers actually, well, most of you, I believe, you know that, you can agree with that. They are very well connected between each other. They share insights, they discuss things with each other. And the truth is very simple. If you're not inside, or at least nearby that community, those people, you're missing out a lot as a company, as a business, or initiative, or whatever, or as a product. So, which leads to one simple sentence. That connection creates some trust from hackers, and that trust actually helps you a lot. So how does it help? First, you give and don't ask for anything. Don't ask for anything in return, but community in the end, sooner or later, it will repay you. Sounds naive, but it works. Happened to me and others many times. And you'll get early signals. You'll hear from hackers early, problems, ideas, reports, any kinds of feedback. The McDonald's case is the great example on that. You will hear earlier than any formal process you can set up for them to do that, like submission forms or emails, corporate emails. Also, you get access to talents. I'm talking about HR here. You'll meet people that you probably would like to hire. It's been mentioned earlier today during the first talk. Although, in my opinion, hiring people from the community is not always the best idea, because it breaks that environment in some way. So you're pulling out people out of the community on your side. So you have to think twice about it. which doesn't make those people unprofessional. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about pulling people out of the community, putting them on your side. The reputation. When something happens, something broke or anything like that, community which you have by your side will try to defend you and will try to correct any kind of misinformations that might be spread on Twitter or whatever. And they will help to discuss and explain what happened in reality because you're connected with them. And you're telling things and explaining things. And the most important point that for business or for the products, they will starting to push your product or initiative. They will recommend it, support it, work on it, and even sometimes sell it. I have one guy who is trying to sell one security solutions like I have around, and I never ever asked him for that. And that's only because we really have a good friendship, personal relationships, and trust. And because I treat him well, I would say. But it's always unpredictable, but it always works sooner or later. So I just want to highlight a few things. What not to do. It's very simple. And what to do. So what not to. Don't treat hackers, security researchers like free labor. Trust dies instantly. Don't put bureaucracy. Don't put it in the form of the tickets, formats, approvals. It kills all the connection straight away. Don't say those words. Thank you for your report. We value your input. There is nothing worse than that. Don't say silent, because silence makes you look like you don't care. But we know you are, but you're just scared to say something. And don't hide problems, because if you do, you lose because you try to hide something. If you don't, you just share that you have something, like, hey, let's discuss it. And the most important thing that I'll be telling a little more about in the end, don't make it transactional. Don't try to put money next to community relationships. That's the worst thing you can do. So on the side of the things, on what to do is put someone, face a person who loves people, who loves to talk to people, who loves to communicate with people. Be reachable, stay on Twitter, Discords, messengers directly in someone or groups and communities. Show up on meetups, conferences, even smaller groups in the cities, micro communities like 5, 10 people. Do that if you can, travel if you can. I mean, I'm telling about that person who will be doing that. Sorry. Identify and support leaders in the community. Less influencers, I would say, but the leaders who are usually staying actually behind and not so noticeable, but they actually forms and unite people around something first and then themselves. And also work on one-on-one relationships. These, don't try to work only with the public communities and the groups, but also build one-on-one relationships with people. And share what you can share and when you can share. Any problems, any questions, anything you want to hear from the community, just get out on Discord and start talking to them. And the last point, it's like kind of, I would say, very hard to explain, but find the way how they can grow around you. Like, not for you, but give them everything they might need, offer, ask, but create the space, safe space for them to grow. So, to give the better understanding and give you some examples on how you can do that, I'll share of some initiatives we do for the community, and there is a story behind it. So as I mentioned, I've been working for the game development for quite a while, And creating communities in games, in general, is pretty the same thing as you can do anywhere, in cybersecurity or whatever. So we have an event called Positive Hack Talks. Those are free events in different countries. And I just, a year ago, last November, I've been reached out by a person who's been asking my help to build up the events in Vietnam, Hanoi. And at that point, I had no idea about cybersecurity at all. And it's the time frames were like just 2 weeks before the event, and they had no one to attend the event, but they had the speakers. And I had like 0 connections, no background, 0 budget, and I didn't ask for any because you cannot buy just ads and, you know, on Twitter run the campaign and get the community in there. You'll probably get randoms to the event. And I was solo. So I agreed. I said to them, yeah, I think I can help you. And then I was like, okay, now I have to do it somehow. So I went to, my first thought went to GitHub, run a few search queries like, let's say, pentester, location, Hanoi, Vietnam, then put some programming languages like Shell, C# or Python, and I got the list. I got the list of like 9,000 accounts, so I sorted them by the followers on GitHub, which doesn't really give you right people straight away, but at least you have some sorting. I went through the profiles one by one, digging down the social connections and Twitters and Facebooks and LinkedIns. So I found the key people in the market. I found the people who own the communities, who have more people around them, so I started to talk to them. Direct and honest conversation, like, hey, it's not like greetings, I want to invite you there, and so on and so forth. No, you just like, hey man, like, we having this and that, come jump in, that will be cool. So they feel that they can trust you, and they starting to help you. They, especially that if you have no profits behind you, thinking of profits, and you doing that, they starting to help you. They helping you to connect it to others. They helping you to post over the communities. So just in 2 weeks, I managed to build up the list of, let's say, 400 something signups for the event, and in the end we had. Okay. In the end, we had 217 people in person in Vietnam, in Hanoi. And it's been amazing because what I saw there is that people are actually groups. They're talking to each other and they're sharing, and which made me think that I did a great job because those people know each other. And I started to talk to them, and like, yeah, I mean, we met our friends for the first time in the last couple of years because of the COVID and stuff. And because they rarely have the cybersecurity events in Vietnam. The last one was like, let's say 2019. And yeah. Then I did it again. The Egypt were amazing hospitality from the country and the people. And I would say that in Egypt we had more than, I don't know, 60 or 70% of the audience are bug hunters. There is a really strong community over there for the bug hunting. And the good practice here is if you're going for the event, don't attend only the event and after parties, but try to pick up people before the event for the coffee at least, or dinner. Ask them to bring you to the local places so you can build that one-on-one connection. And then I did it again. Indonesia were absolutely amazing. There was difficulties building up the community, gathering up all together, because Indonesia is a huge country actually, geography-wise. So people managed to catch the flights and cars and did a commute to Jakarta. And it was really hard, but the event was successful. And to highlight a little bit, I have some movies here. Hope, let me start from the low sound to show you some vibes.
It's been an amazing Positive Hack Talks. It's been 7 speakers from different countries. locals and foreigners, and the vibes are crazy. The community is buzzing, and we had like more than 370 participants, which is amazing. I would say that's the top one positive hack talks in a meaning of numbers, and it's super successful. Everyone is so happy, and you know, professional, valuable insights. We had a panel discussion and stuff. Indonesia really rocks.
Great event because
That's Jay Turley, he's from Philippines. He's a pretty famous car hacker, I
They
guess.
share their experiences in hacking, cybersecurity as well.
Oh, Alona, we have
So
you
I
here.
think we should have another one for next year.
I was so happy that the talk was really useful.
It covers all the things like model hacking and then Android hacking and then car hacking, etc. There are so many things that I've never discovered before.
We'll continue later next year, later this year. In December, the countries to be announced, but that's not the last positive hack talk so far.
So yeah, those conferences are pretty successful for the community because there is like zero sales pitch, zero people in suits, business developers, no one, just the security researchers and the cybersecurity community. Yeah, those are the events before, and right now I'm working on gathering up all together in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, just these days, and it's hard. Honestly, it's very hard. The country is huge. Fun fact though, the distance between the southern border of Brazil and north border of Brazil is more than the distance from the North Brazil border to border of few states in Canada. So the country is huge, and it's really hard to gather up everybody. And also there is a background of, have you ever heard about Hackers to Hackers conference in Sao Paulo? It's a pretty famous one. So it's got cancelled this year. There's a quite story behind it, but people were buying flights and booking hotels for that. And we stand next to just 1-2 days before that conference, so it's complicated. But anyways, community supports, because they see how much effort I put into the chats and stuff. So another initiative is like Positive Hack Camp. It's not just like an event, it's a way to build, I would say, community from scratch in different countries. So the camp is the event of where we inviting students from different countries, and they go through the pretty tough process of the interviews and the tests, but they don't really need to be cybersecurity professionals. They're like, could be beginners, the understanding of the, I don't know, basic Linux and the networking. So they joining, and they pay only for the flights. The rest is like already pre-covered. So it's about, you know, like they study, they doing exams, they party, they hang out, they have the cultural program and so on. And they learn hack and share and making friendship. And the good thing about it is that that's an opportunity to, I would say, rise and grow ambassador from scratch. Not all of them. The last one had like almost 90 people. But you're straight from after 2 or 3 days, you can identify those people who are really into that kind of activity and really trying to, you know, buzz up everybody around. And the only job you can do after that is just stay in touch with them. And they do like everything for you because they like starting to feel themselves as ambassadors. By the way, ambassadors. This is the word that I don't really use like most of the companies do, because most of the ambassador programs of other companies, they look like, you want to become our ambassador, fill the form. Okay, you got it, right? Fill the form. What is wrong with you? So ambassadors actually are the people who love you from your heart. Those are true ambassadors. And yeah, another short video to share some vibes.
I've always had the passion for hacking. I've met a lot of amazing people here.
Behind every technology, there's people using it.
And I want to make sure that everyone I know, hopefully they don't get hacked.
We need more people on the good side.
Okay, I'll speed up a little because it looks like I have 5 minutes, something like that, maybe a couple more. So Positive Hack Days, that's the huge conference in Russia, in Moscow, and we have Bhavik Jain, those are his words, he agreed to share those. And that's the huge festival and the conference, and I've been talking to a lot of Japanese for the last couple of days here, and I learned that people know Positive Hack Days here and been to Positive Hack Days actually back to 2017. So the conference runs like for at least 10 years. And those are numbers. And yeah, I'm the person who is bringing up the speakers from foreign partners, countries from the community to join and speak. One more. Please welcome. You're welcome to. Not supposed to be sound here. Standoff is the bug bounty platform, and I want to share something through the community perspective. Working with bug bounty hunters directly is very important. You have to directly recruit them to bug bounty platform, listen to them, listen for the feedback. And this is the example of the community event we're doing. They hacking on the private program for 2 weeks, having the leaderboard and stuff, and then we just party and hang out somewhere in the world. So the last one was in India and Ahmedabad during the B-Sides Ahmedabad. And also Standoff, Trip is a big fan of the CTFs, but we have the CTF on steroids, I call it like that. It's a huge, like imagine that room 3 times more. There's a scene, red team, blue team. Red team is obviously from the community, mostly from the CTFs. We had the Sekai project on the last before the, on the last one, Standoff Cyber Battle. And why it's cool, I'll just show you the last one quick video. It's cool because those are scenes, red and blue, and there is a real models of the critical infrastructure, airports, banks, offices, gas stations, and there is a real hardware underneath. And there is a game on the screen which shows what just happened, like an attack and defense and so on. right, so yeah, I need maybe two or three more minutes. And my favorite community initiative, I call it community because there are really important community features inside. So we have debugs, it's the database of the vulnerabilities, and basically we have all of them. And we have much more. We have features like AI summaries. Obviously, I cannot go for the talk and don't mention the AI. And trends and researchers' profiles, which is the more important, and it's free for the community. I mean, for everyone, basically, it's free and forever free. What is cool inside there is like cross-linked CVS, descriptions, sources, affected products, enumerations, and so on. And we also like, you know, many people don't have the CV issued, but they do want. So if we find anything like that, we issue our own ID for that. And two main community features I'm putting into that. First, you can spot the guy from the first talk, right? He's local, he's Japanese. He's in the, well, top 200 among all the researchers we have profiles for. So the page basically combines all his CVs, his CVSS score, and you know, it's a good to have a place to, I would say, flex with your achievements, like the CV. And another important feature is that we can verify the profile that, you know, to exclude any mistakes or missing CVs or information. And also put the social links like GitHub, Twitter, LinkedIn, so which makes profile even more complete. And that's simply for anybody. Blue teamers, red teamers, researchers, CISOs, and so on. And we like have more features upcoming next year, like API access, profile claim, custom feeds, so you can follow the vendor, the CVs around a certain vendor. And yeah, once again, it's free. We never would charge any money from the community. So this is what I was just been covering the community I'm trying to build around cybersecurity and really be beneficial for the community without asking any money. And actually, my job consists of you know, traveling, partying, talking to people, like enjoy. But there is more behind, of course. So making some friends and having a great time, making more friends, and I think you wanna take a photo, but I'm not going to go through the points. I would uncover that important thing. You would never, and don't even try, you would never put a straight line between community and profits. That would never happen. In the end, somehow that line, it would happen. But it will definitely come back to you sooner or later. You will never find a metric for that. You cannot measure it. You just give. And yeah, I would like to finish my talk with the following words, I would say. Just start to speak to the community a lot and keep talking to the community. That's important, extremely important. Thank you.